Welcome to Special Stage and welcome to round 4 of the 2014 REIS BTRDA Rally Championship. Last time out in Somerset, what a nail-biting conclusion. Steve Perez and Stephen Petch on identical times, the result having to be decided by a tiebreak. Both those men back this weekend in Welshpool at the Plains Rally to try and defend that honour and take victory. We also have defending champion Ewan Thorburn here, David Bogey and a whole host of other contenders, all capable of a top finish here at round 4. At this point in the season, it's all eyes on the championship points. That leaderboard looking very good for a finish like we had last season as well, very close. But for now, it's all eyes on the action from the Plains Rally right here on Special Stage. As always, the Plains Rally starts in Welshpool and heads west to stages in the Haffron and Dovey Forest complexes. Welsh weather wasn't an issue this weekend for once. The problem though for crews today would be dust.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 3 left.
Reigning champions Ewan Thorburn and Paul Beaton get off to the best of starts here in Wales as they open up a small lead on the morning's 2 stages. 11 seconds the advantage. As expected though, dust was going to be a major issue, filling up the car as well as hanging around outside. Visibility would be an issue today and the relationship between driver and co-driver would be even more critical this weekend.
40. 5 right in over small crest, opens long, into 5 right plus, opens long, over 150, 200, stay middle over crest, 150, keep in, 5 left plus over crest, 40, 5 right, tight 4 left. Left over crest, 40, 6 right minus, 60, long, 6 right in, and 4 right in, short, 4 left.
Ewan back in anger. How's the first 2 gone?
Yeah, okay, obviously it's quite sunny, so it's quite dusty, which is a bit of an issue. We've got a lot of dust in the car, but I've had a good push. That last stage was a bit short and no point in taking too many risks, but I had a good run in the first stage, so we'll have a good push through here again.
With the arrival of the new Fiesta R5 Plus, this was likely to be the last time we see Stephen Petch and Ian Windress in the familiar Focus. The change to the new car could go either way this year for the pair, so it was important to get a good result in a car they know well before making the change to something unfamiliar. Second place at this stage was a great start.
I had a puncher on the first stage towards the end. Stage felt great. That last stage I didn't like at all. Just didn't flow, a bit tricky, too many drops.
The next one's designed to flow.
I'll be alright on that one then.
The times at the top were close though, with David Weston Jr. and Dave Robson sitting in third, just 2 seconds behind Petch. Not enjoying the short second stage, but things were flowing okay in the longer one. How'd the first 2 gone for you?
Not too bad. I didn't really enjoy that one. Didn't really have not much rhythm to it, but I think we're getting on okay. I think so.
Tyre choice would be the problem for David Bogey and Kevin Ray. It wasn't losing them much time, but enough to see them 18 seconds off the lead at this stage in the rally. Possibly one of the last times we'll see you in this car, David. How's the first 2?
Hey, difficult. We're just on a wrong tyre, on an open tyre, and we can't change that until after stage 3, so it's not much use in there at all, but it's a long way to go.
Tyres also causing a headache for Steve Perez and Paul Spooner too, but for them it would be a slow puncture in stage 1, giving more of an ordeal. It wasn't an ideal start after the win last time out, but it wasn't over yet, not by a long way. Steve, how's the Plains treating you?
Yeah, we lost a bit of time on the first stage. We had a slow punch on the rear, but yeah, it's great. It's hot. It's just like Africa, just like Barbados, but with dust.
Really big, long stage coming up now. Time to get your teeth stuck in.
Yeah, no, really looking forward to that one. Great stage, beautiful stage, and in great condition.
With World Rally cars filling the top of the results, it will be left to Luke Francis and John Roberts to lead the way in the B13 class in 6th overall. Intercom problems this morning not helping their cause though. How's it gone so far, Luke?
Well, this morning we had the intercom problems again that we had on the Somerset that we thought we'd cured, but obviously not. So we went through that stage a bit blind, but put half-tidy time in. So we're on a push again now this afternoon. Is it just a problem behind these world cars? No, not really. No, there's quite a good breeze around and out in the open. It's okay. So we're going to push hard now this afternoon, see what we can do.
And Alex Allingham, with Chris Williams alongside, takes an early lead in the Group N class by just 1 second. A good time on the second stage, helping them to secure that place at this early stage in the rally. Alex, Tom thinks he might have lost some time on you there in that stage.
He did, he dropped 4 to us, so we're quite happy about that.
Yeah.
So I think that'll puts us a second in the lead of Group N now. So
close fight?
We'll have to push on from here now.
Yeah, you've got a long way to keep pushing.
We have, but hopefully we'll do it this year.
Allingham's move into the lead of Group N would be at the expense of Tom Norton and Andy Mort. The pair initially lead on the first stage, only to drop a few seconds to the new leaders in this second stage. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. That was much better, that stage. We had 2 softer tyres on the first stage, and we've lost a few seconds to Alex, I think, maybe 4, but we'll see how it goes now.
The fight's still on.
The fight's still on, definitely, and it feels a lot better.
Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence had made a lot of changes to the car, meaning the handling was taking some getting used to. The times, though, were good enough for third in the N4 class and keeping the others within sight, at least for now. Patrick, is the fight going?
It's pretty good at the moment. The first stage was a bit tricky. We've done a lot of changes to the new car, to the car. New brakes, new back diff, which has changed all the handling and settings we hadn't tested. So that was interesting, but we got through it. Lost a lot of time to Tom and Alex, but that felt good just. So we're starting to get into the groove. If we can hold this position to the end, I'll be more than happy. But I don't want to let them get too far in the front, you know.
A lot of stage miles to go for that one.
Yes, and it's a tricky one. We didn't do it last year because of our ECU failure on the start line. So, you know, there's a lot riding on this.
And rounding out our top 10 would be Sarah Williams and Dale Furness. Time out of the seat wouldn't help, but things were certainly going well at this stage for the crew. Sarah, new livery, a renewed charge?
Yeah, definitely. Well, we enjoyed having, but that one was a bit tricky, so I don't know.
2 down, what's the plan?
Get to the end this time. Yeah.
And rounding out the podium places in the B13 class just outside the top 10 were Wayne Sisson and Neil Shanks. Third in that class and 11th overall. How's that first 2 gone for you?
Settling back into it. I say this every time I go out on a rally. I haven't done one for 2 months, so it's getting back into it. So we'll keep plugging on the rest of the day and see how we get on.
Unfortunately, we lose Jim McNeil and Tom Hughes in stage 1 when the gear stick snaps on the Subaru. The Silver Star category this weekend would see an injection of new faces, including our early leaders, Yehan Rowlands and Emir Hall, coming out of the second stage with a 12-second advantage. Yehan, first 2-wheel drive on the road. Will the leaderboard say the same?
It is at the moment. We had a great first stage, a lovely stage to drive. The tyres were shot though by the end of the stage, but see how it goes. I'm enjoying it.
Big one now.
Yeah. Keep an eye on Matthew and Elliot and my brother behind us.
The pace at the front wouldn't be a surprise to Matthew Robinson and Sam Collis. Rowlands goes well here, usually a non-registered driver, but this weekend it would be Robinson's problem and he would have to work a bit harder to try and take those maximum points away from this weekend. Second place though for now was good, but could they stay there?
Into 9 left, don't cut. 9 left there, don't cut. Immediate 8 right, don't cut. And 7 left, 40, there's your 7 left and 40, 2 left over crest and 3 left, don't cut, 3 left there, don't cut, into 7 right, and 9 right, 40 up the middle, 3 right, crest immediate, 8 left, watch this one, 8 left, into 8 right, into 9 left, 9 left, 40, 3 left, don't cut, 40, crest immediate, 7 left, 7 left, to 4 right, don't cut, 60 down the middle, 2 right, 60, turn 9 left, don't cut, 2, 60, 9 left, don't cut, and 3 left.
Matthew, 2 stages in, enjoying it?
Yeah, it's good, yeah. Yeah, and I prefer it a little bit damp, to be fair, but no, there's a lot of dust coming into the car, there's a little bit hanging in the trees, but no, we're not grumbling.
You want the pace?
Well, yeah, no, we're all right. We don't want to break the pace we go at, do we? You know, Yai's some pilot anyway, so you know if he's going at that pace, I very much doubt we're going to catch him. So we're just going to stick to what we're doing.
I have a little more faith. Enjoy the next one.
Well, we'll get a few out of the way first, see what happens.
A bit of a family affair this weekend at the top of the results as the second of the Rowlands brothers occupies 3rd place. John Rowlands with Leon Williams setting some good times to lie just 6 seconds behind Robinson now. Bit of family rivalry going on today.
Yeah, a bit of a push there now. We're trying to catch up with my brother, but he was going hard. Bit of a dust inside the car, but pushing hard. Hopefully we'll keep it on now in Garthiniog.
One way to go, including, of course, this big next stage, as you say.
Yeah, this next stage now is a really good stage, big fast stage, so hopefully we'll have a crack.
Enjoy.
Thanks, thank you.
And mixing up the rear-wheel drives would be Jamie Dukes and James Morgan. The Suzuki pair were having a good run and enjoying getting the cars powered down in these dry conditions. Jody Bocart and David Millard make a good start too, not chasing for the lead, but keeping an eye on the times of those around them and going well with 3rd in the B11 class at this stage. Jody, what's the story of your first 2 stages?
Pretty good. We're looking at Ballinger's times at the moment because he's the man to watch, I think. Yeah. So yeah, good. Like it.
Keep enjoying.
Thank you.
Jake Scannell and Adrian Stevens were also enjoying a good run. The car and crew both performing as they should, and the pair lying in 6th place now, as well as 2nd in the H3 class. Jake, sounds fantastic as always. How's it going?
Yeah, really good. It's lovely out there today. Yeah. Really good. Love the stages. Just brilliant. Yeah, going well. So.
A couple of small problems for John Ballinger and Mike Wilding over the first stage means a slightly slower start of 7th place for the Manta pair. Uncharacteristic, but nothing too serious, and the push would be on for the rest of the day. John, the Manta looking fantastic as always. How's it going on the stages?
Yeah, so. We got a couple of little niggles, but nothing serious. Very dry, very dusty. Just got to be careful. Keep on the line. If you go off the line, you're on very loose stuff. So.
Rex Ireland and Tim Sayer were enjoying the stages here this weekend, telling us that the earth moved for them. So if that was the case, we could hopefully expect a bit more of a move up from that 8th place as the day went on. Sasha Kakad and Andrew Price had their fair share of mixed luck this season, it's fair to say. And today was going the right way. 9th place for now and going well in the lead of the N3 class in that Fiesta. Sasha, having a good day?
Yeah, it's been really good so far. Still early in the day, but yeah, enjoying it.
Happy with the pace?
Yeah, it's quite slippy actually, believe it or not. Well, not slippy, but loose. Yeah, happy with the pace.
It's better be, because it says ace driver on here.
Yeah, that's his kind of personal joke, isn't it? So, but yeah, it's going well.
Long way to go. Enjoy the rest.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. Bye.
And for Tony Simpson and Ian Bevan in a similar car, it will be 2nd in the N3 class, and of course, rounding out our top 10 in the category in the process. Tony, 2 stages down, going well?
Yeah, Sasha seems to have had a flyer on the first one. I've got no idea where that came from. I thought we went quite well, but he took the second half a mile out of us in there, so we've got to try and pull our finger out. That wasn't the stakes to try and pull out. It was really bitty, quite technical, very slippy. Just happy to get through that one. I've probably as bad as I've drove for quite some time through that one, just trying to.
The next one is definitely a stage to try and get some time back on, though.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It's a proper stage, isn't it? So hopefully we can have a clean run through that one. Thanks, mate.
Meanwhile, just 30 seconds back in that class were Simon Dalton and Steve Turvey in another Fiesta, third in the N3 class and 13th overall on our leaderboard.
2 stages down, how's that gone?
Yeah, really good. 2 different stages in their characteristics, very tight in there, hard to get into the kind of flow of it from the previous stage, so looking for them towards the next one.
The next one was made for getting in the flow.
I gather that, so let's get on with it.
Sandwiched among the Fiestas were David Dobson and Terry Moore, second of the H2 class runners and on an identical overall time to Simpson in that M3 Fiesta.
Always good to see these unarched escorts still in the stages. How are the first 2?
First 2 were fine, thanks, Paul. Yeah, not bad at all.
Nice long stage to get your teeth into next.
Yeah, hopefully. Just get through it and get to the finish, like I said last time I saw you.
You're happy with how it's going, yeah?
So far, so good, yeah. Just that.
Third of the H2 class runners at this stage are Ian Barnes and Stuart Andrews. A small mistake in the notes gave them one slight moment. A bit scary, but nothing too serious.
Having a good day's rallying in the major motorsport escort?
Yeah, so far really good. 2 clean stages. Made a little bit of a mistake there. I had an extra hairpin bending, so we were on the handbrake too early.
That just means more sideways. That's not a mistake. That's just fun for the spectators.
Yeah. Other than that, it's good so far. Yeah. So we're looking forward to the next stage.
And in the B10 class, it would be the lead for James and Kevin Hutchings. A good start for the Nova pair after the day's opening stages.
How are the first 2 for you?
Yeah, very good, yeah. Yeah, a bit slippy in places. Yeah.
Happy with the pace?
Yeah, very good, very good.
What's the plan for the rest of the day?
Just keep it on the road, really.
The class lead, though, would be shared, with Brad Axon and Jonathan Shearing also enjoying a good run in the Corolla to lie on joint equal times with the Nova pair.
Right, the car's keeping its oil in one place this time.
Good, so far. Keeping fingers crossed, excellent. Yeah, 2 good stages so far, so we've got a trophy for a finish today.
Yeah, you definitely have it.
And it would just be another 18 seconds back to third in the class, with Steve Dealey and Alan Proudman in that position in the Peugeot 205 GTI.
Matthew smiling, it must have been a good day so far.
Oh, it's going well so far, and the reliability is Hutchwood's going well.
Yeah.
So
red steering wheel brings you luck.
Yeah, something we're holding
Very
over
80s.
It's a retro car, this one.
Enjoy.
Just above Dealey on the results and lying fourth in their class at the moment were Jeff Mays and Jamie McTavish. A significant crew for us this weekend, not only because Kenyan Jeff was over here to raise awareness for a great cause, but because Jamie normally spends his time on the other side of the camera, working, of course, for Special Stage. We'll catch up with the pair later in the event to see how they got on.
Jeff, good to see you back in the UK. How's the rally going?
Loving it, loving it. It's nice and dusty, just like back home. But no elephants.
No elephants. Are you looking after our cameraman?
I am. I'm taking very good care of him.
Is he taking good care of you?
Yeah, he's actually doing a very good job.
Unfortunately, Stage 1 claims its first victim as we lose Alan McDowell and Gavin Heseltine to a roll early in the stage. Both crew members, thankfully, okay. So 2 stages down here at the Plains, and the results look something like this.
Now, I'm joined on Special Stage by a face that you might recognise, or maybe not actually. He's usually wearing a helmet when you see him in our programmes. But Michael Gilby, it's great to have you here. You are in our programmes a lot, aren't you?
It's great to be here, yeah. I'm lucky. I'm out on plenty of events, so I get to catch up with you guys fairly regularly.
Yeah. You are one of the best-known co-drivers, I think it's fair to say, in British Rally. And you're one of the names, aren't you, that people call on if they need somebody to sit beside them and read those notes or navigate them on a night rally.
Yeah, I get plenty of offers. I get out most weekends, which loving rallying. It's perfect for me. But yeah, I'd like to think that people know me.
Yeah. Well, for people getting into rallying, obviously co-driving is a good way in because you don't need necessarily the expense of having to buy a car and sort of everything else financially. You can just get in a car and actually start to learn the ropes, can't you?
Definitely, and I think I know a few drivers that have started out co-driving. I'm sat with James Ford this year, and he's done a lot of co-driving himself. So I think definitely it's certainly one way into the sport.
You started on night rallying, I believe, didn't you?
I did. I started navigating for my dad. I was lucky in that Dad is a fairly experienced navigator himself. But yeah, he got me into it. He taught me the basics, and I've gone from there, really.
And of course, you are probably best known in our coverage, at least, for your work with the junior drivers. You've been in with Chris Ingram, with Cameron Davies, and you've helped bring these lads on, haven't you, with your experience?
Yeah, I've tried to teach them the things they need to know. Certainly a lot of the basic craft of the sport you can pick up in the junior rallying that we've been doing, and then in the forest with Cameron as well. I'd like to think that we've learned a lot together. So.
And now you work at M Sport as well, the home of the Ford World Rally Team, probably the spiritual home of rallying in this country now. So you're just an all-round rally guy, aren't you?
I'm just addicted to it, yeah. I think even if I wanted to stop co-driving, I probably couldn't, because it's just I'm completely surrounded by it. So.
Well, if you do want to get into rallying, you can catch Michael Gilby on any of his social media channels. You can get in touch. I'm sure he'd be happy to give you some advice, and he's definitely one of the right people to ask, I'd say. Thanks for joining us, Mike.
Thank you very much.
On to the next loop of stages then, and there would be a few changes, but not for rally leaders Ewan Thorburn and Paul Beaton. The Focus WRC pair managing to maintain the lead, but it was now just a little bit smaller. Just 6 seconds separated them in that advantage now, which wasn't a lot with just 2 stages remaining.
6 right minus, 40, 6 left minus, and 5 right, 4 left in over bump, 40. 4 right plus in, 60, 5 left minus, 5 right, 150, 6 left and 6 right.
As we mentioned though, plenty of change, and here's the first of them. In second, we now see David Weston Jr. and Dave Robson stepping up into that position. The times were good, and the pair now have a 13-second advantage themselves in that place. And that advantage was to Stephen Petch and Ian Windress, the previous second-place pairing, losing out to Weston in this loop of stages, dropping them down to third, which wasn't ideal, but it was still a good place to be. There were still 2 more stages remaining too, but with those only adding up to a few miles in total, 13 seconds was certainly an optimistic goal to be claiming back second position. But in rallying, we know nothing is ever straightforward. There wouldn't be any advantage to be gained for David Bogie and Kevin Ray after their wrong tyre choice this morning, and they end stage 6 in 4th. However, punctures in the stage mean the pair retire after the stage finish. So for now, it was 5th for Steve Perez and Paul Spooner, but with Bogie soon to be missing off the results next time the cards are handed in, things will be sure to change. No change though for Luke Francis and John Roberts as they continue to lead the B13 class, and indeed lead the way for the non-WRC cars. Not a slow pace either, just 20 seconds behind Perez now. We do see some change though in the Group N battle in these stages, as we see Tom Norton and Andy Mort take a few seconds out of their rivals to move up into the class lead. This, of course, at the loss of Alex Allingham and Chris Williams, who now have to settle for second in the class, just 3 seconds down at this stage with just a few miles left to make a difference. Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence continue to get to grips with the car and keep in touch with the class leaders, with only 7 seconds the gap to Allingham at this stage. And rounding out the top 10 now are Wayne Sisson and Neil Shanks, the pair moving up into second place in the B13 class with this move up the results. This, of course, means that for Sarah Williams and Dale Furness, it would be a place loss as they slip down into 11th, with third in the class and just 9 seconds down on Sisson. The Silver Star category wasn't taking much of a shake-up, and so we still see Yeyan Rowlands and Emir Hall leading the way in that category, now with a 25-second advantage. Which means, just as it had been on the Somerset stages, Matthew Robinson and Sam Collis would have someone there to make sure they didn't get the top spot quite so easily, and ending their early season dominance as well. Second was still going to be good for the championship though, and with 25 seconds left to find, it looked like second was where it was going to finish up to. but we'll have to see what the final stages hold.
40, 7 right, 60, 5 left, 5 right, 150. 2 left, don't cut, and 2 right, 40 down the middle, 3 right, continues for 130 and tightens. Repeat, 3 right for 130, tightens, and 5 left, tightens. 5 left here, tightens. 40 care, 7 left late. Watch this one, 7 left late. 60 down the mid, 9 right. 9 right. 80. 4 left long, slippery.
For John Rowlands and Leon Williams, it was still third, still making it a family-biased podium at this stage of the rally. And if all goes to plan, then it looks set to stay that way. Jamie Jukes and James Morgan were holding on to fourth, only being held back by Rapid locals and the reigning champions, of course. So it was certainly good going so far. They do also have a good 51-second lead over Jody Bocott and David Millard. The third place B11 crew was still enjoying the stages though and putting in some good times. John Ballinger and Mike Wilding have a bit better run over these stages and managed to make up a place now, 6th position going into the last 2 stages of the rally with 13 seconds to make up on Bocott. All this, of course, means it's a drop down to 7th for Jake Scannell and Adrian Stevens. Still lying 2nd in the class in that Mazda as well and sounding fantastic in the Welsh forests. No change at this stage for Rex Ireland and Tim Sayer as they remain in position in 8th, as well as leading their class as well, still enjoying the stages in the Escort. And we see a move into 9th now for Nick Dobson and Steve Pugh. Mixed look this season for the pair, but it seemed to be going okay here this weekend. Unfortunately for Sasha Kakad and Andrew Price, it does mean a slip further down the results to 10th, though they do still lead the class in that Fiesta. And still no change for 2nd place in that class. Tony Simpson and Ian Bevan. The return to the driving seat still going well for Simpson so far. And just as things looked at the end of the last loop of stages for Simon Dalton and Steve Turvey, there would be no change. 3rd in the N3 class, though they were over a minute now behind Simpson. And if you were wondering how they were getting on, for Jeff Mays, with our very own Jamie McTavish cameraman alongside, it was still 4th in that class. 30 seconds back on their rivals and not helped with a spin in one of these stages.
Right, 350 up. Come on, get going.
Big changes though in the B10 class as we see Brad Axon and Jonathan Shearing moving up to take the lead of that class. Steve Dealey and Alan Proudman jump up a place too as they move into 2nd in the class. With 2 more stages remaining here at the Plains, let's have a look at the overall leaderboard. Unfortunately, Stage 7 sees us lose Jeff Mays and Jamie McTavish as they go off the road and get stuck. They eventually get out, but go OTL, and we caught up with the pair back at the finish in Welshpool for a chat.
80. Medium right, slow medium right, slow medium right. Sorry. That's it. Beat the horn. Can you beat the horn?
No. Now, as we mentioned earlier in the programme, a rather special crew this weekend, for us at least, is Jeff Mays and our cameraman Jamie McTavish. Guys, here you are at the finish, and it's not just about a rally this weekend, is it?
No, it's not at all. In fact, the rally is secondary. It's all about raising awareness for the poaching problems with elephant and rhino in Africa, something that's very close to my heart. So, yeah, that was the main objective this weekend.
And what have you done? You've obviously been rallying for charity this weekend. You've been rallying around in that sense. So what have you managed to do? How have you raised the profile of that issue?
Okay, so the social media awareness project that I'm involved in, Hands Off Our Elephants, is slightly different to normal because it's not raising money, it's purely raising awareness. And that's just purely to spread the word around the world, to help put pressure on the African governments, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are not controlling the issues. There's corruption, there's bribery, it's out of hand at the moment. We're losing an elephant a day in Africa.
Now, before you went back out to Africa, you obviously were a big man in rallying over here. Many years spent at the side of a rally stage with you. And Jamie, you've been out to Africa quite a few times with Jeff as well. What was it like competing today?
We took it fairly easy to start with, just getting used to the notes and the forests. Never been down here before competing. Just obviously not been driving for a few years. Took it fairly easy to start with and just increased the pace throughout the day. And got used to it, and then just had a little momentary lack of concentration in the last stage, last forest stage. But we managed to get ourselves out in the end, and managed to put on a good show in the woodyard for the spectators.
Excellent. I didn't know cameramen could talk like that, did you? You just put his glasses down a minute. Just think, a sort of remarkable resemblance to Richard Burns there with the suit and the glasses. You think? Quite impressive.
He's lacking all the talent.
Well done, guys. It is good to see you here at the finish. Rear bumper missing or not. Great cause. Thank you for raising it with Special Stage. And Jamie, get back on the camera, okay? We need you.
Yep. Thanks very much, guys.
Cheers.
On to those that finished then. And James and Kevin Hutchins don't manage any places back as they finished third in the B10 class. A good result for Steve Dealey and Alan Proudman, ending the day second in the class in that Peugeot. And keeping hold of the place they gained in the second half of the day, it was the Class B10 win for Brad Axon and Jonathan Shearing. A great result after their non-finish last time out. Ian Barnes and Stuart Andrews round out the H2 class in the Escort with 16th overall. David Dobson and Terry Moore finish a few minutes ahead, second in the class and 11th overall. And still no change in the N3 class as we reach the finish. Simon Dalton and Steve Turvey rounding out the places in that class with third, clearly nursing the car to the finish too. On to our top 10 then, and no change in the class place for Tony Simpson and Ian Bevan, but they do move into the top 10 in these final stages. A good result for Sasha Kakad and Andrew Price as they finish in 9th overall and with it take the N3 class win. Nick Dobson and Steve Pugh meanwhile ending the day in 8th position. A good result after moving into the top 10 on the afternoon stages. Rex Ireland and Tim Sayer have a good run to end the event in 7th place, as well as taking the Class H2 win in the process. Jake Scannell and Adrian Stevens have to settle for 6th position. It wasn't much less than where they started, so they couldn't really complain, especially given the mixed results they've had so far this season. John Ballinger and Mike Wilding hadn't quite managed the podium that they'd achieved at previous rounds, but they do manage to hold on to 5th to the finish and take some good points into the next round of the championship. For Jody Bocott and David Millard, it would be 4th. The place they held all day was safe, though only 13 seconds separated them from Ballinger at the end of the day. And the Silver Star podium places wouldn't see any change either, as John Rowlands and Leon Williams make it to the finish with 3rd place in this category. A great debut championship outing for the pair. For our champions Matthew Robinson and Sam Collis, it would be 2nd. They hadn't been able to take the lead all day, but they had been staying in touch with the times at the top and managed to end the event still just 27 seconds off that lead, showing that the pace was clearly there, but only enough to match and not beat the leaders.
40, triple caution, jump into 9 left, jump into 9 left, into 9 right over finished.
So, of course, taking the win here this weekend and making it a good family day out are Yehan Rowlands and Emir Hall, the pair having a great run all day to take a good win on their championship debut. Yeah, and Emir, the result didn't actually ever look like being any different to this today. Fantastic performance on the Plains Rally. Well done.
Great, thank you very much. We pushed fairly hard on the first stage. We had about 11-second lead after then. Then that was a bit of cushion for us then. But Robbo was pushing hard after service, so through Dyfi and Cwmcelli, we really pushed hard through those two, especially that 3 mile Cwmcelli. It was a good stage, really enjoyed it. And at the end of Gartheniog, the tyres were absolutely on the canvas. I didn't have anything left.
Sign of a good stage.
Oh, well, no, they'd gone off halfway through. It was a bit scary by the end, but overall, it was a wonderful rally.
Emir, have you had to reel him back a little bit today?
No, I never have to reel him back. He knows where he's going. So, no, best seat in the house.
Yeah, well,
just great fun.
Do you know what? Today is the best seat in the house because you've won Silver Star. Well done, guys.
Great, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Matthew, Sam, brilliant performance today. You did realise that Yeahan was so quick earlier in the day. You didn't want to push too hard, did you?
No, well, we know how quick he is. He's awesome down here, but we've had a good day still, and you know he's some guy to catch. And I think if he had the right machinery in the seat time, there'd not be many in the UK that could deal with him personally. Yeah, he's some boy in that car, that is for sure. We honestly, Paul, we've been going at a proper pace, you know, and he just keeps nibbling and nibbling away at you. So the car, everything's been faultless really. The tyres have been good, the back suspension's been working right. So yeah, no, it's
You checked them?
Yeah, no, they're all right. Yeah. So yeah, no, we've had a good day. Sambo's been spot on the notes. Everybody's been in place of safe, so no, we can't grumble. We haven't either made a mistake to a little bit of dust. That's it really. So.
Talking of Sambo, Sam, it's all about the championship now at this stage, and it's looking good again, isn't it?
It is looking very promising, yeah. No, like Matthew says, consistency has been key to our season, really, so far. I mean, we've been, covering ground pretty well. We've got the results behind us, but getting to the end of the rallies, that's what it's all about, so yeah.
Bit of a family affair in Silver Star this weekend. John Cleon, third in Silver Star. What a great result.
Yes, absolutely great. Yeah, we were pushing hard this morning, pushing on Havren. In the afternoon, we pushed hard still, but the pace was getting really hot, both of them at the top there. But yeah, we tried our best, and it was a lovely day. Hot in the cars, but yeah, good, really good, yeah.
Cleon, was a bit of a brotherly rivalry going on in the car.
Oh, there's more of a brotherly love between the both of them, actually. They're into each other, they're big into the rally, and they help each other out, I think. And that's a nice thing to be in part of.
Well, today you've kind of made up the podium for us. You know, a bit of a Matthew Robinson sandwich between the Rowlands. Well done, guys. Great result.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.
Matthew Robinson strengthens his charge at the head of the Silver Star category here in the BTRDA this weekend. Bit of a Rowland sandwich here at the Plains Rally. Onto the Gold Star now, and it will be third in the B13 class for Simon Rogers and Andrew Sankey in that Evo. A late move into the top 10 now for Russ Thompson and Andy Murphy. They don't have as much luck at this round and finish in 10th place. Their consistency, though, actually sees them topping the Gold Star points this season. Wayne Sisson and Neil Shanks move up a place in the final stages after the loss of Sarah Williams right down the results. This finish nets them second in the B13 class as well as 9th on our leaderboard. Unfortunately for our winners last time out, Steve Perez and Paul Spooner, it would be last-minute problems forcing them down the results into 8th overall. The fight would have to keep to the next round. Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence have a push in the final stages, coming within 1 second of their class rivals. 7th overall and 3rd in the Group N battle was as good a finish as it was going to get, though. Alex Allingham and Chris Williams were also trying hard. With just a few seconds in it, they went in on a charge, but came out still second, just 5 seconds behind the class winners. And of course, those class winners were long-time class leaders too. Tom Norton and Andy Mort coming away with a great result after earlier season dramas. The drop down the results for Steve Perez and the previous loss of Bogey mean that Luke Francis and John Roberts managed to take a place overall and finish in 4th place. just 1 minute outside the podium, but more importantly, well ahead in the B13 class. Sadly for Stephen Petch and Ian Windrus, as that Focus bows out, there was nothing else they could do to get out of that third place. A podium finish though was a great result, but not the second position they started with this weekend. There was nothing wrong with the times, staying well within close reach of those in front, but this weekend it just wasn't meant to be for the pair. Third overall at round 4. Which of course means it's a great result for David Weston Jr. and Dave Robson. The pair took that second place early on and held it for the rest of the day. A great finish, making the long trip down here worthwhile. But taking the victory and making it 4 different winners from 4 different rounds this season were last year's champions Ewan Thorburn and Paul Beaton. The points overall were not looking promising as they lie equal ninth with Paul Bird. However, there was still half the season to go and it was still anyone's guess which way the championship was going.
Minus into 4 left minus and hairpin right. 60. Here, 3 right minus over crest and bumps into 5 left minus through dip. Into 4 left minus over crest. And 3 right minus. Into 5 left plus over crest. 3 left plus over crest, sorry. 40. Caution long crest into 2 left plus. 2 right. And 3 right plus. Oh, tightens.
So before we talk to the winners, here's a reminder of the overall results. Ewan, Paul, the winners evaded you so far this season. You got close on the Malcolm Wilson, but here you are, first on the plains. Well done.
Yeah, it's been a great day. Obviously, the weather's helped as well. Yeah, stages are always really good down here, and always really enjoyable to drive. So we've had a good push today. We had a bit of problem on the third stage, but apart from that, car's been brilliant. So yeah, couldn't have gone out better.
Paul, some tough competition this season, and most of them were out today. You've had a job to keep out there in front, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been pushed hard all day. Really surprised by young Dave Weston's pace. He's not done much and then he's come straight out and set some good times, so yeah, he's definitely one to watch. But yeah, everyone else as well. Steve's always there or thereabouts, and Perez and all these guys, you know, so yeah, good turnout.
Mixed results so far this season. Yeah. Does the championship defence come on song now, Ewan?
Yeah, well, we had our first and came here and first at the plains after Malcolm Wilson. This year it's the second and the first, so we're not too far away, but yeah, we'll go to Jim Clark next. That's the next event, and see what happens there and make a plan after that.
2 Daves, second place on the podium today. Well done, guys. It's been a good day, I think, for you.
Yeah, it has been a good day. I've enjoyed it. It's good stages down here. Not sure if I made the right tyre choice after service there, but it's hard to know what would have happened.
Yeah, 3 Scottish crews fighting today for the victory. That's good, isn't it, for the championship?
Yeah, it's fantastic for everyone, really. You know, it speaks volumes for both championships, I think. We're very strong up in Scotland, and the pace is very, very hot, as you know, from Ewan and David's performances regularly. And to be able to come down here and mix it with Perez and Steve in his car is fantastic. Been a really good day, and this was David's first rally 7 years ago in a Fiesta, so he was going a bit quicker today.
Just a bit quicker. I tell you what, talking about the top UK names in rallying, you guys really are mixing it with them. It's good in terms of points for the championship, but what does that mean to you? Are you going to be looking at doing a full campaign now?
I would like to think I'll probably do the rest of them now. Somerset was a start, and we're getting on fine, so hopefully I've find the time to do the rest of them now, hopefully.
Stephen, Ian, tough day at the office. Third place is a good result to take away from the plains, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good set of points, better than this time last year, which is the main thing. Yeah. We've improved on that. Overall, day's been good. We had a puncher this morning. Had a launch control problem this afternoon. Both them last 2 stages, it just stalled on the line. Cost a bit of time, but in fairness, Weston's drove really, really well. So, pair them. Third's about right, I think, to be fair.
Round 4 is the time when TV crews and spectators and people other than sat in the car start to talk about championship leaderboards, and it does become about that now, doesn't it?
It does, but I'll have a quick look, but won't pay too much attention to it until a bit deeper into the season. We've obviously had our 1-1 score, and we need to pick and choose which the best 8 rounds that we can enter and score points on. So that might be interesting, whether we drop a round earlier on and go to the Cambrian and score points, or we choose to drop the Cambrian, remains to be seen, really.
Well, spending your time on the podium here in the BTRDA is a good way to spend your weekends, I'd say. Good result, guys. Well done.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, Paul. Thank you.
4 rounds, 4 different winners in the 2014 REIS BTRDA Rally Championship. Fair to say that this season, the UK's premier gravel rally championship is living up to that reputation. It's all happening up north. A Yorkshire crew and 2 Scottish crews on the podium today. But who will be on the podium next time out when we go to Nottinghamshire for the Dukeries Rally? You can find out right here at Special Stage. Thank you for watching.